Welcome back, everyone, to another Tennessee State Park review, and I'm excited to be reviewing Pickwick Landing State Park, located at Pickwick Lake here in West Tennessee. It's kind of the place where everyone in Memphis goes for getting out on the lake, and it is really pretty. And the state park is on the north end, right by the dam, and there is a lot of beautiful things to see, from the lake itself to open spaces and trees and flowers and the fish and all that goes along with the lake life. But I have to give a little caveat here, and this is what it is. There is a paper mill right next to the state park, and it produces a smell that I think hinders the outdoors and wildlife experience and the natural beauty. So I'm going to hand it over to Heather here to explain a little more. All right, Heather, tell us about the smell.
Smells like rancid eggs or something like that.
How bad is it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Today, it's probably like a 2.5 or 3.
And it's still really bad.
But yeah, it can fluctuate quite a bit in the times I've been here.
So there you have it. If you get outside of the state park, there is no smell, but the state park is right near the dam and the paper mill, and so it is pretty strong. But the campground is on the far end away from it, and it's not as bad. But I'm gonna have to take some points away and give natural beauty a 4 out of 10. All right, looks like it's a pretty standard campsite. Here at Pickwick Landing, you have paved parking spaces, which is great. You have your water lantern holder, which is always nice. Back here, you have your fire pit and grill and picnic table, as well as some great hammock spots. And then your utilities. In addition to the campground, they have the lodge, which I've stayed at several times, and it has been renovated in the last few years. It's very nice. And they also have cabins that you can rent there in the state park. And so they have so many options, and camping here at the campground is $26 a night, which is dirt cheap, a great value. I'm going to give campsite layout an impressive 8 out of 10. Our next category is activities, and this category is worth a possible 20 points. And we're going to begin with a look at the aviary right there by the Welcome Center. A lot of different cool birds to look at. They also have a lot of day activity things like this beach, which people were swimming at. And then, of course, there at the lake, they have several open to the public boat ramps, so you can bring your own boat and get down in the water and start having fun immediately. Also in the day park area, they had things like the volleyball courses and open spaces where kids and families can play and have fun. This is a shot of the boat dock where they have boat rentals, and you can rent a pontoon boat, ski boat, pretty much anything that you would need to get out on the water. A lot of cool things to see and explore while you're there. All of your pickleball, tennis, various activities, playgrounds, a lot of fun things to do there in the park. And like our family, we just had a great time enjoying a picnic. So I'm going to give activities a 14 out of 20. Up next is bathrooms, and these are the bathrooms here at the campground, and they were a little bit older, but perfectly serviceable and clean. And so even though they're not single person use bathrooms, they're still pretty good, and they get a 6 out of 10. Up next is drivability. It is located in the southwest corner-ish of the state and a little hard to get to, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. The staff were great. They were informative and helpful and very kind, and they get an 8 out of 10. The The next category is nearby amenities. There in the park is a restaurant that I've eaten at probably a dozen times. They have kind of a breakfast buffet, country cooking, and kind of your Americana foods. They also have a great camp store there at the lodge, which has your snacks as well as souvenirs. Not that much camping stuff, but was still really good. And so nearby amenities get a 7 out of 10. Up next is uniqueness. I thought the park is pretty unique, especially being located right there on the lake. And I guess you could even say that the smell was unique, and it gets a 7 out of 10. The final category is cost. And I think that not only are the cabins and staying at the lodge pretty reasonable, but staying at the campground only costs $26 a night, which I think is a fantastic value. And I'm going to give cost an 8 out of 10. You put everything together, and Pickwick Landing State Park gets a 67 out of 100. Say God's creation.
God's creation meant to be explored.
That's right, bud.